Hey guys, Eric and Keith here from Edrumcenter, and we're going to talk about the Roland V71 in use with the DWe shell pack. What we did on this kit is we set up V71, Roland digital hi-hat, CY16 crashes, and the digital ride, which are all wired plugged into the V71, and then you can hook up the wireless DWe hub to one of the digital inputs, and that allows it to talk to all the wireless pads. We had a customer ask about this. We weren't sure how it worked with V71. It worked great with the 50X, but we hadn't tried it yet. So we tried it, and I'm gonna go ahead and let Keith talk about it because he's the one who actually hooked it up, and it was really easy.
It was real easy. You are using one of the dedicated digital input ports there for the wireless hub. You plug in, it essentially asks you if you want to go to the link edit screen to which you can go and change things like the threshold, things of that nature. Our experience, it was pretty plug and play. You plug it in and it just worked great.
The only thing we had to do, if I remember correctly, is the calibrate the snare, because I came in and you were like, everything's working but the snare, and then I just hit a couple buttons and it said calibrate, and so I pressed that button and that's all it was.
Correct. Now that you say it, it's refreshing my memory. But yeah, there was some calibration to the snare. All you have to
do is hit it though. It was super easy.
Right when you plug in that wireless hub, you're not going to get the attack. You have to hit each drum a couple times, and then it'll register, and it'll show that on screen for you that it's registering those drums. The throw on the snare works perfectly. So that function, I did find that the sensitivity on the edge, you do get all that change in sound as you move to the edge of the
positional sense.
The positional sense. Yeah. Thank you. It does come through great with the DWe kit, and so yeah, it's one of my favorite kits in house right now.
It looks fantastic, as you can see in the video. It's the Santos Rosewood shell pack that we used in this video. We just used it because we had it. It wasn't really set up with anything, and we wanted to set it up. But you can use any of the DWe shell packs, obviously, that they offer with the V71. And we should have done this already, create a package with the V71, Roland cymbals, and their shell packs, the DWe shell packs. We'll offer that as a package on our site. It's something that was pretty popular right up until the 50X was discontinued, and then the V71s were just really hard to get for a really long time after launch, and so it's taken us this long to kind of get to the point where we can actually do this video. Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. It's really cool, and it gives you another option. And so if you don't want the Roland shell packs or Hawk or whatever, you can use the DWEs. Works great. And there's really no downside to it. No. Oh, one thing I would like to point out, because we were just playing on the kit, or Keith was just playing on the kit earlier, right before we did this voiceover, and I was in the other room, and all I could hear was rim. It was like the rest of the kit's pretty quiet.
Yeah, so the rim is pronounced, obviously.
Kind of clacky.
Because it is, and they do put the Mylar resonant head on each drum, so it does ring out like a normal acoustic drum. The feel is great though. Like what's coming through your ears, like you're hearing acoustically, the rim clicks.
Well, when you're playing it, you don't notice it.
You don't notice it when you're...
If you're trying not to disturb somebody, like in an apartment or a house, that just might be a concern.
And one question we had over with a customer that was looking to do a configuration like this was concerning some of the auxiliary ports and things. It doesn't completely hijack the module. You can still use your auxiliary inputs for extra components. So that was a question.
All of your outputs work.
Yeah.
All your direct outs work. So it's essentially just like having a V71 with Roland shells. They're just wireless.
Just wireless, and you have the rim click. And just something very nuanced that I noticed and I liked is having the actual rims just without rubber on there. It did the sound coming through, and then the feel that was coming through, like the actual feedback, physical feedback I was getting from hitting the drums, the rim shots on the toms and snare. The sound with that feel was great. It felt excellent. So anyway,
and they're just DW shells.
It paired really well. That's what I'm saying. So despite it being a bit louder,
some people don't have a problem.
They don't have a problem with that.
If you're in a studio and any kind of environment, or if you have a house, no neighbors, nobody's going to care.
Nobody will care.
But if you're in an apartment, we just always like to preface that, if you're trying to be quiet, we like to point out things that are loud on any kit we sell. So that is something that is loud, we noticed, but not a deal breaker for a lot of people. So if you guys want this, keep an eye on our site. We'll put links down below in the description of the video to where you can buy this. And if you have questions, feel free to ask either in the comments or on our live chat. Thanks for listening, and subscribe for more videos.